of this subcommittee, or this committee. Mr. Carter for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for allowing me to wave on to this committee. Mr. Witty, I practiced pharmacy, independent retail pharmacy for over 40 years, own my own business for over 32 years. One of the main focuses that I have set as my goal as a member of Congress when I started 10 years ago was to address the vertical integration that exists in healthcare, specifically in drug pricing, where the insurance company owns the PBM, that owns the group purchasing organization, that owns the pharmacy, that owns the doctor. And in your case, you're the largest for-profit domestic health insurance company in the country, as has been pointed out, with over 10,000 physicians and owning your own pharmacy and one of the largest PBMs in the country. Can you explain how your company can justify these clear conflicts of interest?
First of all, sir, thank you for the question and the challenge. I appreciate that. We operate our organization with very clear firewalls between the organization, and we are guided around a mission of trying to align incentives in the system to try and eliminate waste and abuse and to try and deliver value-based care to individuals. We know that when that happens, clinical outcomes improve and we believe the cost goes down for people involved in that process. That's what we focus on through the organization. And as we look at the components of UnitedHealth Group, while we have a presence in many different areas, as you very rightly say, we are also not present in many other areas, so we own no hospitals.
How do you define anti-competitive practices? Do you consider any of these to be anti-competitive?
No, I do not. I think
so. When a PBM owns a pharmacy, that's not anti-competitive. Do you have plans that incentivize or require patients to use your pharmacy or to over an independent pharmacy?
Not to incentivize, and we offer alternatives.
You offer alternatives?
We offer, for example, a mail-order pharmacy.
Okay, are you aware that there are over 300 pharmacies, independent retail pharmacies, that went out of business last year? Are you aware also, and I'm sure you won't be, but earlier this afternoon I had a call with a pharmacist from Pennsylvania who told me that 70 pharmacies have closed in the first 4 months of this year in Pennsylvania alone, 70 independent pharmacies. Is the reimbursement the same for independent retail pharmacy as it is for your pharmacy, for your mail-order pharmacy? Is it yes or no? I mean,
I think they're very different structures, and I don't have.
How can it? But is the reimbursement the same?
They're very different structures, and I don't think I can give you a direct answer today. I can certainly go back.
And if you would get me that information, I certainly would appreciate it. Are you aware, and I'm sure you are, that the Federal Trade Commission, after asking them since the time I've got up here to look at the conflict of interest, that they have launched an inquiry into the egregious practices of the largest 6 PBMs and the impact that they're having on independent retail pharmacies?
So I believe that the PBMs offer a very strong service.
Are you aware of the study? That's what I'm asking.
I am aware of the study. Yes.
Have you been cooperating? Have you responded to and complied with the FTC's request for information in their 6B study?
We don't, as a matter of practice and policy, we don't comment on our engagement with those sorts of programs.
But you will comply and you will cooperate with them?
We always aim to comply with any appropriate government body.
Let me ask you something. The cyber attack, and certainly this has had an impact. I believe that there was a member of your team who was at the Doctors Caucus maybe a couple of weeks ago and made the comment that they responded quickly to the pharmacies and got them back up and running. And I asked them to define quickly, and that was 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks for a patient going out their medicine is an awful long time. I think we would all agree with that. Look, everyone, you, me, Democrats, Republicans, independents, we all want the same thing. We want accessible, affordable, quality health care. And accessibility is being impacted by the vertical integration that exists in the drug pricing change and in health care in general. You can see with this chart right here. You're the largest of all of them, and that's fine. I get it. I know that this is a capitalistic society. But this, to me, is a direct conflict of interest. I want to ask you one other thing. Since the start of the cyber attack, how many medical practices and pharmacies have you acquired?
We've acquired just one medical practice in Oregon.
Just one since the start of the cyber attack.
Correct, and that was agreed, the transaction was agreed before the attack.
Okay, so if we look at the records, we're going to find out that what you're saying is that you haven't acquired any during the time of the cyber
So
attack.
we've acquired one medical practice in Oregon, and we've added 2 IPAs to our network. As far as I'm aware, those are the only additions that have occurred. And I just want to reassure you that any valuations or assessments of those businesses are based on the economics before the attack took place. We would never try to take advantage of this.
I hope that, and I have no other reason but to believe you're telling me the truth, but at the same time, you can tell, obviously, I'm very passionate about this, and I'm very passionate about healthcare in general. I did practice for 40 years, and I want to make sure patients have accessibility, and pharmacists are the most accessible healthcare professionals in America, and we're going out of business.
And perhaps, so please let me offer, and I would genuinely like to, I've worked alongside pharmacists my whole career. I very much want to make the offer to work with you on how we can work together to strengthen retail pharmacy, particularly in the smaller pharmacists. And it's an area where at Optum we are trying to move more investment to support the smaller pharmacies who we are proud to include in our
and I
network.
appreciate your offer, but let me assure you that I'm going to continue to work to bust this up. And this vertical integration that exists in healthcare in general has got to end. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Thank you. Appreciate you yielding back.